After the humiliating defeat at Elland Road against Leeds, all eyes turns to Bournemouth at the Vitality Stadium. In this preview, we break down why a win is essential and how Chelsea will set up to dominate and dismantle Bournemouth. But before we dive into this preview, if you are new here, welcome to the channel. But if you have been following me for a while, you know the drills. Help your boy get to that 10k subscriber mark. Let's dive into it. Chelsea heads to Vitality Stadium. And let's be honest, we are limping into this one. That 3-1 loss at Leeds, it's not just a defeat, it was a slap in the face. We are building momentum, 4 clean sheets in a row, playing some of our best football under Enzo Maresca. And then Elland Road said, hold my beer. Maresca himself called it a very poor night. And I agree, it was garbage. We were gifting goals like it was Christmas. Those mistakes summed up the whole vibe, sloppy, unfocused, and nowhere near the intensity we demanded. And because of that, our tiny little dream, yes, it took a hit. 9 points off the top. We are not dead, but we are definitely bleeding. But here is the thing, and it's the only reason I'm not panicking. Kupama is back. He came on for 50 minutes against Leeds, and instantly you could see the difference. The touches, the movement, the creativity, that's our guy. That's our spark. When Palmer is on the pitch, we attack with purpose. And if you are serious about bouncing back, we need him firing again. Now let's look at Bournemouth. Listen, their situation is just as messy, if not worse. They just lost to Everton, and that Everton team is allergic to winning football matches. The Cherries put up a young side, tried to show energy, but they looked blunt. 1 point from their last 4, 13 goals conceded in their last 5. That's not a leak, that's a waterfall. Yet this is where it gets tricky. They're actually annoying to play at Vitality. They are scrappy, they are stubborn, and somehow they are just 5 points off the top. They look at us wounded, frustrated, under pressure, and think, yeah, we can take something here. But we can't allow that. We have been playing well before the Leeds disaster. The structure was clicking, the confidence was there, and even though we were fought, the football actually looks sustainable for once. What we need now is a reset, a reaction, and a reminder that this team has grown since the chaos of last season. In this week training, Maresca made one thing very clear. We must compete 100% on every pitch against any opponent. That's his biggest frustration. Not tactics, not rotation, not injuries, just intensity. Because when we're off, we crumble. When we lock in, we dominate. Bournemouth will try to make it ugly. Crowd the midfield, press like madman, and hit us on a counter. This game is about identity. It's about showing that Leeds defeat was a one-off, not a collapse. We need to be ruthless. We need to be sharp. And we need to walk out of that stadium with 3 points. Not for the title, but for stability, for belief, for momentum. Because if we are serious about what we want to go this season, these are the games we win. But now, when you really break down the head-to-head, the pattern is clear. We are the better team, but Bournemouth always turns into a scrap. This isn't one of those fixtures where quality wins automatically. You can have all the talent in the world, but if the mentality isn't right, if we can't match the intensity, this place will swallow us alive. And we have seen that before, too many times. But here is the truth. Bournemouth don't fear us. They respect the badge, sure, but they don't walk into the pitch thinking they are inferior. They have taken big scraps here. They have rattled team that comes in to relax. And when they see Chelsea, especially a side coming off a loss, they smell vulnerability. And the Vitality Stadium is tiny, tight, loud. The fans are right at the top of you. One sloppy pass from us, one dodgy touch, one lazy transition, the whole crowd erupts. They thrive off chaos. They want the game to be frantic because that's when their press becomes dangerous. That's when they can force errors. That's when teams like us lose composure. And that's why the head-to-head status actually matters, because the numbers show 2 different stories. Over the years, we have dominated them. Straight up better players, better squad, better control. But at their ground, it becomes a mentality test. It becomes about who wants it more. It becomes whether we are switched on from minute 1. Look at the recent meeting. Even when we have beaten them, it have never been straightforward. The 3-1 in 2023, we took over eventually, but the first half was cagey. The 0-0 in 2023, we were toothless, passive, and honestly lucky not to even lose. Even the 2-2 meltdown in 2020, Bournemouth didn't outclass us, but they outfought us. And that's the trap. If we play at 70% like we did at Leeds, Bournemouth will treat that as blood in the water. I realize team presses high, chases every loose ball, and try to suffocate your midfield. If we are sloppy, they will punish us. If we are slow, they will outrun us. If we are casual, they will out-hustle us. But here is the flip. We can dominate the ball with confidence, stay composed under their press, and move it quickly. We can control this fixture with ease. Every time we have been calm, disciplined, and patient, Bournemouth eventually breaks down. Because technically they can't live with us for 90 minutes. This head-to-head tells us one simple thing. This game, it's not about tactics, it's about mentality. We have already seen what can happen if our focus drops, even for one weekend. Leeds punished us brutally. Right now the question is, did we learn anything from that? Are we angry enough? Are we sharp enough? Are we ready to show that Leeds loss was a glitch, not a pattern? Bournemouth will enter this match believing they can take the advantage of the pressure on us. They think we are wounded. They think we are fragile. They think they can push us around physically and rattle our backline. And honestly, if we walk into Vitality half sleep, they are right. If we show up with purpose, if we show the aggression we lacked at Elland Road, we'll dominate possession with discipline. If we bring the intensity we have shown in every performance under Enzo Maresca, then we'll put this game to bed. Because when we play our game, Bournemouth simply don't have the weapon to keep up. Now, this is exactly why Bournemouth are such a dangerous opponent right now. People look at the table and see 14th, see their recent results and think they are soft. But when you actually study their structure and intensity, when you watch how Areola shapes this team, you will realize they are built like one of those annoying UFC fighters who don't look intimidating until the bell rings and they are flying at your head. This side presses every turnover like it's life and death. They don't give you a second to breathe. Their defensive pressure is relentless, and when they get it right, they drag opponents into chaos. You can't settle, you can't establish rhythm, you can't build in peace. They suffocate your build-up, force you backward, and make you uncomfortable. And the transitions, bro, the transitions are nasty. Once they get the ball, they don't play safe passes. Everything is vertical, fullbacks flying, wingers attacking space, midfielders pushing immediately. One mistake from us, they're already in our final third. And that's what makes them dangerous. The pace, the aggression, and the commitment to punish every single moment of hesitation. Their midfield is the engine of the entire machine. 3 absolute workhorses who aren't glamorous, but do everything. Recover, break line, recycle possession, sprint 40 yards just to apply pressure. This is why their style works. They have the legs, the tactical discipline, and the hunger to sustain it. And the shape don't get fooled by the 4-2-3-1 on paper. They muffle consistently. Sometimes a front 3 in the press. Sometimes the 10 jumps. Sometimes the pivot splits wide. They go long if they need to. They build shots when allowed. It's flexible, aggressive, and demanding. Let's be blunt. If they are on it, they are nightmares. They force mistakes. They cause turnovers. They test your composure. And if you are not switched on, they will get a goal out of nothing. But that style comes with crack, and a big one. Because when you sprint like a maniac for 90 minutes, you can't press that high for an entire match without burning out. And fatigue hits them hard. You can literally see the difference between Bournemouth from minute 1 to 45 and Bournemouth from minute 65 to 90. Their intensity drops, the structure collapses. Areola himself basically admitted it after a recent cup match. They couldn't maintain a press in the second half. And we can expose that. Their biggest weakness, space behind the press. If we stay calm and pass around them, those gaps are massive. The fullbacks push high, the midfield rushes forward, and suddenly it's open heart surgery waiting to happen. Teams that keep their nerve and move the ball intelligently makes Bournemouth look average. They rely on turnovers because they struggle to break down deep, control defense, and if you take the chaos away, they run out of ideas. And from our perspective, this becomes the clearest tactical message ever. Keep your head up. Bournemouth wants chaos. They feed off mistake. They thrive on panic. The moment we start rushing passes or forcing build-up, we are playing their game. But if we do the opposite, slow the tempo, play patient possession, use James to break their first press, use Palmer between the line, switch play quickly to exploit the fullback high position, then this match swing heavily in our favor. This is one of those matches where mentality matters more than our skill set. If we can match their work rate, stay composed, we control it. But if we come in sloppy, passive and arrogant after the Leeds disaster, Bournemouth will absolutely sniff that and go for our throats. Now let's move into predicted 11. Because for this match, I'm going with a full strength lineup. No rotation nonsense, no experiments, no trust the process excuses. We need stability, control, and leadership on the pitch. After the meltdown at Leeds, this is the type of 11 that brings order back into the dressing room. Starting in goal, Robert Sanchez. I'm not even debating this one. Sanchez has been one of the best keepers in the league this season. And right now, he's a definition of a mainstay. The shot stopping, the calmness, the distribution is in that spot simple. Right back, I'll be going with Malo Gusto. Rested against Leeds, came on and immediately gave us that drive down the right. When he's locked in, he gives us tempo, overlap, aggression, and everything we need to break Leeds press. This is no brainer. And at the heart of the defense, I'll be going with Wesley Fofana and Trevor Chalobah. This is honestly our most balanced pairing right now. Fofana gives us elite ball recovery and physical presence. Chalobah gives us calm, build-up, and composure. Together, defensive solidarity, perfect for an away game against a pressing side. Tosin is off form and we can't afford any gift as vitality. And at left back, I'll be going with the best left back in the world, Marc Cucurella. No debates, no explanation, no maybe someone else. He starts every single time. The energy, the ball winning, the tempo. He has been one of our most important players under Maresca and he set the tone out wide. And in the midfield, I'll be going with a double pivot of Reece James and Enzo Fernandez. And this is where we take control of the match. Reece James in midfield is a cheat code. He showed it against Arsenal. He absolutely buzzed the game. Physical dominance, composure, ball striking, press resistance. It's scary how good he looks in that hybrid role. Enzo alongside him, consistent, sharp, disciplined, and finally playing with maturity. Without Caicedo, these two are our engine, and they give us bite and break. This pivot wins this midfield dominance. And in the 10, I'll be going with Cole Palmer. If Maresca is serious, Cole Palmer starts. No more easing him in, no more cameos. This is the match where he gets his first start back and restore creativity in our attack. When Palmer plays, we look like a football team. Without him, we look like we are praying for miracles. He elevates everyone around him, especially the wingers and the number 9. And in the right wing, I'll be going with Pedro Neto. Right now, Neto is our most informed attacker. He came on against Leeds and immediately made an impact. Energy, directness, and a goal. He deserves to start and he gives us space and 1v1 threats we need to break Bournemouth wide open. And at left, I'll be going with Alejandro Garnacho. This guy will be massive in stretching their backline. Bournemouth press high, which means spacing behind. Garnacho runs, intensity, and chaos factor fit perfectly for this matchup. We need this vertical threat to keep those fullback honest. And leading the line, I'll be going with Joao Pedro. And brother, I'll be honest, he needs to wake up. The performance has been abysmal recently and is nowhere near clinical enough. But stylistically, he fits the system. He links well, press well, and gives Palmer combination. This is a prove-it game for him and he needs one badly. And in the predictions, I'll be going with a 2-0 Chelsea win. And I'm not saying that with blind optimism. If we play our structure, keep our heads, impose our control, we beat Bournemouth. And with that said, that's the end of the video, my friends. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. It go be.